So what's up everybody, this is going to be my Black Clover 316 and 317 review. I want to say I'm sorry for not being able to actually bring you 316 in time, but I had a lot of things going on in my personal life, so this video is going to be a mixture of those two chapters. But it's awesome because both of these chapters were insane. It's crazy how it went from looking like they just won to pure despair. So let's get into my Black Clover 316 and 317 review. First of all, if you like anime, manga reviews, discussion, spoilers, and theories, definitely hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, like, comment. I read the comments. If you want to help the channel out, subscribing and liking the video is highly appreciated. Black Clover 316. I have to admit, this chapter got me really emotional. The chapters lately just reminded me why I love Black Clover. So what I loved about this chapter specifically was the title, The Slash of the Unchosen. And I'll get into it later as to why this chapter really resonated with me. If you've been watching my videos before, you probably already know. So Black Clover 316 literally starts off seconds after 315. We get to see Lucifero pretty much going on a rampage. You see the townspeople, you see Knots, and you see Asta. Asta is facing this giant devil looking thing. I gotta admit, this looks really weird to me. Maybe because my mind's a little perverted or something, but I don't know. This shot looks kind of weird to me, I'm not gonna lie. And you get a little bit of a flashback when he's in the Black Bull base. I thought he was outside this whole time, but it looks like he was inside. It was Finral that transported him outside. Asta explains to the Black Bulls, if Liebe and I try, we might be able to get the captains out without hurting them. One thing that came to mind in this conversation is that how he's able to speak about Liebe so freely. Like, I thought they weren't aware of Liebe, but apparently they are. And the fact that they're kind of just like, oh sure, Liebe must be his devil, it just kind of seemed a little bit weird. Like, I wish we had like more of a context as to when Asta explained who Liebe was. And I know Tabata was trying to save that reveal later on as to who was in the Black Bull base. That's why we didn't get to see that interaction at first. But even Noelle is like, oh, okay, cool, Liebe must be his devil. I didn't like that. It felt kind of odd to me, but it shows that anything Asta's doing, the Black Bulls trust him, and they trust him with their life. It's clear right here. Asta gets put into where the beginning of the chapter started. There's a conversation that was interesting. Asta kind of has a little bit doubts because he doesn't really know his extent of his powers because the Devil Union is new to him. Liebe said, yes, we can do it and we must, to avenge the people we care about. Asta's thinking about to rescue Yami, and Liebe's thinking about avenging Lasita. In their heads, they're thinking about, we're not letting Lucifero manifest into this world. We get to see that the 30 minutes is up, and you see Asta going to Devil Union with the fourth sword, Demon Slasher. This is the reason why I waited for the official translations and the official scans. It's because of this part. And the spoilers and some fan translation, it looked like he had 4 wings, but it actually just a cape. I kind of like that because it kind of shows more in depth as to Yami's personality and Yami's characteristics are in this katana, which affects Asta's Devil Union to have a cape similar to how Yami has. Asta's preparing for his attack. Asta's kind of having like an inner dialogue. He says, we weren't chosen by mana, so we will make our own choices. And Asta does Demon Slasher Infinity Equinox. That is a long name for an attack, but man, it's pretty hype. It's epic to see how far Asta's came. And the fact that he says, we weren't chosen by mana, so we'll make our own choices, meaning that he isn't chosen by fate to be where he's at, but he makes his own choices because of free will. There's a concept that's constantly being showed in Black Clover with destiny versus free will. Naruto had that, and unfortunately a lot of people that were originally big fans of Naruto, especially the first part, got a sour taste when Shuriken came out. Towards the end, Naruto was just this destined child, and that's what I love about Black Clover. Black Clover is doing what part 1 Naruto tried to do in terms of like destiny versus free will. Asta is pretty much the person that's fighting against destiny to not be this nobody, to not be this no one. He's fighting against destiny with his free will to become somebody. Asta is about not giving up. That's what he said his magic was. And I can understand why when some people hear my theories about Asta having a second magic type, they don't like it because of that line where Asta said his magic is not giving up. Because if he would have gave up and followed his destiny, which is being average peasants in Hodge Village, look where he's at. Look what he's doing. Hopefully Black Clover doesn't fall into the whole Naruto thing, because Liebe did say, was this fate that Lasita's child Val was the person that got the grimoire that he was trapped in. And I think honestly, Lysita might have put her soul or somehow her mana into making the grimoire choose Asta. I just hope that it's not fate. I hope it has to do with more with like Lysita putting her hand into it, because I'm not really a fan of Black Clover becoming a thing about Asta was destined for greatness. However, with Asta's slash, you see the devil falling apart. You see the townspeople just staring in awe. Lucifero's gravity magic seems to not have the grip on the people that it used to, because you see people lifting themselves up. After this, you see Yami and William Vengeance falling. We get to learn something about the demon slasher katana. It chooses what it wants to cut. It's a katana that doesn't cut what it wants to protect. That's cool to learn that, you know, each of his swords has its own ability. So now on to chapter 317. This chapter was really mind-blowing. I knew there was going to be a plot twist. I just didn't think that Tabata would go this route, because now Lucifero's out. There's so many possibilities. Either he gets defeated, gets sent back, or he actually gets destroyed. Now that Lucifero is in the real world, how is the current cast going to even fight him? He's extremely powerful. We saw Fagolion and Mariona when Lucifero came out. They were right there, and he said, you guys' head's too high. Lucifero just did gravity magic and they were all on the floor. They're probably all knocked out. Some of them probably died, but the current cast, I don't think they could do much. Besides Asta, Yuno, and possibly Noelle, there's not much the current cast can do. And it would be very awesome to see like a Noelle, Yuno, and Asta team up, 2 spirit dives plus a devil possessed with the anti-magic fighting Lucifero. I think they have a chance. But then you had that devil from the 2nd level that came out, and it looked like it came out near where Yuno is. So how are they going to fight these 2 devils? Some people were saying that it wasn't the devil of the 2nd level, but not clearly said it was. Asta's gonna be fighting in base form Lucifero, because he doesn't have Devil Union at this point. So probably he might have to push his body to get into Devil Union again, but it's just crazy what's going on, because if Lucifero does get defeated, get pushed back, who is the actual main antagonist of the series? You know, it just makes me think a lot of things. I really enjoyed this chapter. Everything changed from being really good to really bad. This is a great way to end the year. This year of Black Clover has been really good, actually, now that I think about it, because we had the Devil Union, we had Yuno versus Xenon get wrapped up, we had Noelle versus Magicula, we got to see Xenon turn into a devil. There's been so much to this year that's crazy. Moving on next year, I wonder how it's gonna go, because now that Lucifero's out, Black Clover is gonna intensify. Maybe the cast gets defeated by Lucifero, and then they have to run away and then watch as 90% of the population gets destroyed. There's so many possibilities. Maybe this might be the last section of Black Clover, because I said before, Tabata wanted to do 3 parts originally. I think the second part is just, if it's not ending now, it's probably ending very soon. So I wonder what's gonna happen moving forward. Are we going to a post-apocalyptic world where devils are running around, something similar to what happened in My Hero Academia where the villains won? It's gonna be very interesting. I know people are not going to like this, but I think Asta might die. So like I said before, I don't think the current cast can actually defeat Lucifero. I could see Asta possibly dying and making what Julius said before still credible. Maybe he gets some training by the divine beings in the other world, something similar to like kind of what happened with Goku. Asta can probably be learning another type of energy or flow that doesn't have to do with mana. We don't know. There could be a whole different power system being introduced. Obviously, if Asta dies, he's gonna come back. I think we're gonna get introduced to angels soon. Alright, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, like the video. Let me know what you think about chapter 316 and 317. Did you like that Lucifero come out? Who do you think is going to be the main antagonist of the series? Do you think Julius is going to arrive at the battlefield? I know he's practically useless at this point, but do you think there's something he can do? Where do you think the story goes from here? Or do you think we're going to get divine beings introduced into Black Clover? Alright, like if you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out of here.